Well, Johnson & Johnson recently issued a recall on a faulty hip replacement product. Now, if that product was used on you and you're having problems with it, you may need to talk to an attorney. Rick Piliponis with the Higgins Firm is here to walk us through the steps to determine if you have a case. Rick, welcome to More at Midday.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. All right, so how does someone know if maybe their doctor used a hip replacement product that has been recalled? What do we need to know?
Well, you should be getting, there have been a couple that have been recalled. There's a Zimmer Durom cup, and there's also Johnson & Johnson has a couple of different variations of a hip that has been recalled. What you'll probably have happen is you'll probably get some sort of contact from your doctor because there is a recall. So they have to proactively go out and try and give people information that, hey, you may have problems with your hip and it may be related to the hip itself.
Okay, so they are supposed to let you know. Now, what are some of the signs and symptoms of a faulty hip replacement product? Specifically, some of these are the Johnson & Johnson product.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of the signs and symptoms are symptoms that you would expect to have once you have a replaced hip. You've got some unexplained hip pain, you've got weight-bearing problems, you've got problems dealing with your thigh or your groin pain, pain with popping, pain with while you're walking. So a lot of those you may expect, at least initially when you're recovering from your hip surgery, say, hey, this just may be me. It may be something that I've done, when unfortunately a lot of that can be related to the problem with the hip.
Okay, so if you do have a problem, let's talk about what are some of the steps that people need to take. What do they need to do? Well,
first off, you're going to need to talk to your doctor.
Okay.
I mean, your doctor makes the decision on whether or not you need to have some sort of future medical care, or if your symptoms match the problems that you're having, or the problems that are associated with this recall.
Gotcha. Make sure your physician understands the extent of whatever your problems are specifically.
Yeah, and we always tell people, you know, do what you can to keep a journal. If you think something is going wrong like that,
right,
keep a journal. Keep something that you can remind yourself that, oh, when I stood up that day, I had popping problems, or when I sat down, I felt something, or I can't stand long time when I should be able to.
Okay. A journal with specific information always helps. Discuss your treatment options with your physician and their risks.
Sure. Any time that you've got a recall of something that's inside your body,
right,
your treatment options are usually pretty limited. I mean, if you have a faulty hip in there, they're going to have to go in and they're going to have to take it back out. And that, you know, usually this is a surgery that people save and wait and wait and wait so that they'll have to do it once.
Right.
They won't have to do it again.
They don't want to have to go through it another time. Make a personal assessment of the risks of treatment, and then you also say contact an attorney. Make sure that you do have your evidence and you keep everything, all the details, and that's where obviously some sort of journal would come into play.
Sure. And any kind of products liability case, or any kind of case where you're wanting to get some money back or get something back for what you're going through, it's best to, I always say, contact an attorney, because it's a hard process. It's not an easy process to go through, and you don't want to miss something just because you don't know what you're looking for.
And you can help them walk through all of it. Rick Piliponis, good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for your time today. Hey, to get in touch with the Higgins Law Firm, you can give them a call. The number's right there, 615-353-0930. Or you can log on to the More at Midday section of WSMV.com for a link to their website.